folks, welcome back. I hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving. The day was pretty nice weather-wise. Well, it was nice anyway, but weather-wise. And then the snow moved in late afternoon, early evening. I don't know, I had crashed, folks. So I woke up just about 3 o'clock this morning, looked out, and I'm being dripped on. Looked out, and yeah, we got about 4 or 5 inches of real heavy wet snow. It doesn't take much heavy snow or ice to do a lot of damage to some trees. So here, all my outbuildings are good. I had a tree come down. It couldn't have broke off and fell more perfectly. It came right down in between both woodsheds. I mean, it was perfect, folks. So none of my trellises got ruined. The only damage that I've got besides trees here, and I've got a lot of damaged trees, folks, is my plum tree. My plum tree broke right off except for one side of the bark because a tree came down. So what I'm going to do, I've got it staked right straight up right now. But I think another day, I'm just going to cut that off because there's no way to patch that puppy back together. So I'm just going to cut it off. And it's a Japanese plum. So I'm hoping, I hear a snowmobile, folks. 'Tis the season now. In hopes that it will regrow. We'll see. It's going to take some time. And I already lost my other plum tree, right? It just didn't make it from the get-go. So this spring, I'll get 2 more, plant them somewhere else, and plant something else over with the cherry trees. Now, it's been pretty warm for this time of year, and it looks like both cherry trees have started to bud out. I have never grown cherry trees before, so I'm not sure if it doesn't sound like it's good, but I just don't know. If any of you live in a cold climate, if that is normal, can you let me know? Because if they're starting to bud out because it's been so nice, and then we get a hard freeze, I think that might set me back a little bit. So we'll see. Right? We're not going to stop Mother Nature. Mother Nature can be ugly and it can be cruel, but she can also be just as pretty, right? So that's how I'm choosing to look at it. All the trees that need to be cut, I look at that as firewood. Even though it's birch, a lot of the trees, most of the trees here are damaged are the birch trees. And out of the birch trees that are damaged, the ones that are really damaged are the gray birch. The gray birch, they just don't take as much abuse as a white birch does. So if a birch bends over, whether it's white or gray, the white birch seems to spring up better and recover, where the gray birch will stand up not even halfway from where it was bent, so it'll always be bent over. So, and I've got a bunch of these. You go back into my older videos, depends on where I'm standing around the yard, you'll see bent trees. Okay, right there is my bubblegum plum that was flattened by, let me show you how much these trees bend. Way up there, that tip bent right straight down and flattened that bubblegum plum. Right? These are the trees that formed somewhat of an M shaped, and they stood up quite a bit. They will not stand up all the way. These are gray birch. They won't. They'll continue to bend. Anytime we get ice, anytime we get heavy snow, it's going to keep bending. So those 3 birch have to be cut. And they're still good and they're still healthy. They're just bent. And that's just future firewood. But I don't need all my firewood to be birch either, right? So I cut as needed. So I think it was Jane Marie, when I put my other video out there, asked me what was walking ahead of the vehicle, because I'm assuming you saw the tracks in the middle of the camp road. That would be me. At 5:30, I set out on foot in a headlamp, and I walked the whole length of this camp road way up to the other end in snow, which isn't bad unless you have a broken rib, right? I felt every other step. It wasn't every step, it was every other step. So every time I stepped with my left foot, that's when I would feel it. And by the time I get up to my stepdad's, just after 6, I was in a lot of pain. He said, "You want to ride?" I'm like, absolutely. But that ride, a bumpy 4-wheel drive, right? So there's no damage here. I know Cousin Shay has some damage up there. She's got a metal, I think it's a greenhouse frame. And she put wire fencing up over it instead of plastic. And she used that for her, I think she calls it a catico. And she's got it right up next to her building, her house. So all she has to do is open the window and the cats go out there and play and not be eaten by predators, right? So she lost that. She lost a few other things, but nothing got on her house, her woodshed, her sheds, nothing. So, and everybody else, no damage, because most of the heavy wet snow was down this way and not so far up the road. And we got the most snow down here. So I guess that's it. I'm getting splashed on. I didn't let my geese out today. Usually I let my geese out, but I left the door open for them before I let the ducks out, and the geese, they just didn't want to come out. So, and the new ducks that I do have, those, I think, 8 babies, they stood right in the coop doorway when I opened it, and it took them over a half hour to venture out. They didn't know what the white stuff was. They had never seen it. So, right, first time for ice, first time for snow. They'll learn after this winter. They'll learn what it's all about. But they eventually came out, and the geese decided to stay out in their run, in their little huts. I did make another hut. I made like a tent for them and covered up with a tarp. Put some, I don't know, like 3 or 4 inches of shavings in there, and I think the ducks like it more than they do, but the geese preferred to stay in there instead of going in the coop last night. So no damage here. Birds are good. They're adjusting. We're not plowing the camp road because the ground has not frozen. So down my way, it's, if it gets cold, a car will definitely drag the whole way in here, right? But we've got vehicles that are high enough to go over, because when you're going down the road, you're pushing the snow, actually mostly slush right now, aside, right? And the tire tracks are here. Well, the tire tracks are here, and out on the outer edge, it squishes it out so it goes up. A car would definitely drag, for sure. But it'll melt. It's supposed to be 41 today. I don't know if it got 41 today or not, folks. I don't think it did. But it's supposed to be rather mild this week. If we get some sun and 40 plus degree temperatures, that would definitely help, right? But it is the season. You just gotta go with Mother Nature because she's not gonna stop, right? She's just not gonna stop. So I guess that's it. I got what shoveling I'm going to do. I got my deck shoveled off, the front one, and the steps, spread some salt, and I shoveled pathways through the run. I'm going to haul maybe 2 or 3 sticks of wood. I don't need any more wood, but while I'm right out here, I'll just grab 2 or 3 sticks, bring it in the house, and that's where it's at. That's where it's at today, folks. So you get a couple of answers, maybe out of this video. I don't know. But I hope you had a good Thanksgiving again, and you all be good. Pay attention. Pay attention, folks. It's getting crazy. It's getting... You couldn't pay me $100 to go into a big store right now. No, sir. Nope, not doing it. But y'all be good. See you next time. Bye-bye.